Easton Magic Academy is a prestigious school that have produced numerous pillars of the magic realm. Its entrance examination is notoriously difficult, and less than 3% of the applicants are admitted, taking only those with superior magical powers. Claude Lucci is observing this year's candidates, and recognizes some of them being sons of nobility, or other important people. He then notices Mash pumping iron and can't believe that someone will be doing it before the magic exam. He gets even more shocked when he then sees Mash doing the invisible chair and reading a fitness book instead of some book about magic. He also sees Regro and Brad poorly hiding themselves. However, he decides to not bother with Mash, as slackers like him will for sure fail the exam. Claude then reveals himself in front of everyone, explaining that he will be overseeing today's entrance examination. The students recognize him as he is a strong magic user, and Claude feels happy as they praise him. Claude then summons desks and puts test paper and feather pens on it, impressing everyone, except Mash, who states he could have just taken them to an already prepared room, a comment that annoys Claude. He gives them 30 minutes to fill out the test papers. However, the candidates are surprised to see that the questions are squirming around. Claude had enchanted the test papers with his magic, and to pass the exam they need to dispel the magic and properly line up the questions. Regro and Brad feel that Mash has no chance of passing. Mash then loots at the test paper and tells the questions to stop moving. As they proceed, he crushes the feather pen, ordering them again to stop moving. Out of fear, the questions stop moving and properly line up themselves. Mash then hands out his test paper, surprising Claude that it's all lined perfectly. Mash proceeds to pass the tests, making a boulder float by sticking his finger and lifting it, or running on water. Claude can't believe that Mash still haven't failed and starts the next test. He creates a maze and tells everyone that they need to solve it. He explains that the maze is filled with traps and they have 30 minutes to clear it. Inside the maze, a girl, Lemon Irvine, approaches Mash and asks if she can tag along. As Mash wonders why, Lemon explains that it will be more efficient if they work together. Mash agrees and they start looking for the goal together. Soon imps attack Lemon and she asks for help. Lemon proceeds to get caught in various traps and always ending up asking Mash for help. Mash notes that this isn't really efficient and wants to hurry up. However, Lemon uses Levio's cuffs, putting cuffs on Mash's arms and legs. She apologizes for deceiving him, but states she has a reason to keep him away from the goal. Mash frees himself from the cuffs, stating he has a reason to pass too, and heads out. A giant sphinx then appears behind Lemon, asking her a riddle about what is the creature that has 4 legs in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 3 at night. Lemon decides to use her magic to fight him, but the Sphinx knocks her wand, telling her to answer his riddle. Lemon tries to think of an answer, but runs out of time and the Sphinx prepares to punish her. She starts yelling for help, but then stops, figuring that this is truly her punishment for deceiving others. As the Sphinx is about to strike her, Mash comes punching it, and stating that the creature from the riddle can't exist. Lemon wonders why he came back to save her, and Mash states that if her reason was similar to his, he would felt sorry for her. As they are running out of time, Lemon states they won't be able to reach the goal. Claude had recruited Lemon to stop Mash, and starts to feel happy that he will fail to pass. However, he then hears some noises, like the maze walls are breaking. He can't believe it, as the walls are 1 meter thick and impervious to all magic. A moment later, Mash bursts out of the walls, having punched a straight line to the goal through all walls. The other students feel that is cheating and start cheering for Mash to go home. Lemon then yells, asking them to stop and stating it wasn't Mash's fault. Claude tells her to not say anything and that he will still keep his promise. Lemon reveals that she was intentionally getting in Mash's way so that he wouldn't reach the goal. Claude had promised her to pass her if she gets in Mash's way. Her family is poor, and she desperately wanted to be accepted for her family's sake. Even though she was getting in Mash's way, he came back to save her and asked her to marry him. Mash denies it, stating he offered to piggyback her since she is injured. Lemon had told Mash that she is emotional burden, however Mash, thinking she means physical burden, states he doesn't mind it. Claude states he is examiner, and there is nothing wrong for him to try and fail students he doesn't like. However, he admits he was wrong thinking that a scum like Lemon can be useful. Claude states he is failing them both, and if they want they can challenge his decision by challenging him. Mash then steps in and breaks Claude's wand, telling him that he went too far. Headmaster Wahlberg then shows up, telling everyone to shut up, that the final interviewing is beginning and that he will be taking over the examination. He also tells Claude to come to his office later. Wahlberg then states the final interview of the first student is starting and teleports Mash and himself away to a big hall with other magic teachers. He asks Mash why he chose their academy. Mash states it's to live in peace with his family. Some of the teachers don't like that answer, but Wahlberg accepts it. Wahlberg then asks if it's true that he saved a girl in the maze, even though he was running out of time. As Mash confirms, Wahlberg wonders why, as he was risking to fail the test. Mash states he felt he would regret it if he didn't do it. Wahlberg laughs, stating that Mash is a type who acts before thinking and that he didn't consider that the Sphinx may be stronger or that he may not be able to break the walls. However, Mash states that even if he considered it, he still would have done it. Wahlberg believes that he says this because he still doesn't know the ways of the world and that many creatures are stronger than Mash. Wahlberg then wonders if Mash would have taken the same action if he was facing him. Wahlberg then activates his magic, making some of the teachers fearing his immense magical power. Mash wonders what is that, and Wahlberg explains it's an ancient magic that transfers the soul of the target's most cherished one into a doll. In that moment, Regro collapses, having his soul transferred. Wahlberg proceeds explaining that if his knife then pierced the doll, the soul will never return. Mash tries to punch the knife, but it doesn't budge and he ends up injuring his arm. While Wahlberg wonders what Mash will do, Mash grabs the blade trying to stop it from continuing going down. He explains that Wahlberg can't keep that magic forever and this will be an enduring contest. Wahlberg states that power can be used to harm or help, and it all depends on the wielder. He puts emphasis on protecting the weak and regulating the strong, noblesse oblige, and believes that Mash has that capacity too. He dispels his magic and apologizes for testing him. Mash doesn't mind it and then decides to answer his previous question. If he were to face Wahlberg, Mash would knock him out with his fists. The teachers find that as insolence. However, Wahlberg welcomes Mash into the academy. The classes start. Mash is having a class where the teacher is showing them Opti-Ars magic to open locks. However, Mash uses his muscles and breaks the lock open. That angers the teacher as he is supposed to learn magic and use it. Finn is next to Mash and feels that he is bad news and doesn't want to even sit next to him anymore. A bit later, Finn heads to his room wondering who will be his roommate. As he reaches his room, he sees that the door is missing. Mash then shows up behind Finn, holding the door. The two then introduce themselves and Finn starts to think that Mash may actually be normal. However, Mash then proceeds to introduce each of his muscles, shocking Finn that he named each one of them. Finn tells Mash that he can ask him anything, noting to himself that he wants to be nice and have a peaceful school life. Mash then asks him on how to become the Divine Visionary. Finn explains that he needs to collect gold coins. There are tests that will evaluate everything and based on that they will be receiving gold, silver, or bronze coins. He also needs to keep his grades up, or he will be expelled. Mash then feels this will be quite brutal. He offers a cream puff and Finn accepts it.